I can say the truth. This guy is ambassador of war, and whatever he is talking now to your TV channel is a propaganda of war and war criminals who are now, while even we are in the air, conducting war crimes against civilians, Ukrainians, in Ukraine, on the Ukrainian soil. Let's be clear, a full-scale war, Russian aggression, ravaging Ukraine. And Russia started this war against Ukraine, invaded Ukraine. And while even the so-called talks about possible ceasefire in Minsk or in Belarus were holding, we have lost in Ukraine in the last 2 hours, one person dead, six wounded near Kiev under the rockets and the bombs of Russian military invaders. One more thing, only today we have lost in Sumy region, in Ochtyrka, several civilians after the launching and firing prohibited by Geneva Convention vacuum bomb used by Russia in Ukraine against civilians in civilian city Ochtyrka, Sumy region. One more thing, within the last 2 hours of today, they have launched Brovary. Check at the Google map. This is 20 kilometers from Kiev center city, where they used rockets and bombs against firing civilians in civilian city near Kiev. This is how it looks like in Ukraine, and this is what they do in my country, in Ukraine, targeting hospitals, housing, just civilian people. I can say that Russia, that's true, that Russia is carefully and intentionally selecting civilians and kill them, Ukrainians, by launching rockets on civilian cities. So far, 320 missiles were launched and fired at Ukraine against Ukrainian cities, Ukrainian civilian cities. One more thing, and even more important, to denazify whom? Those 16 children already dead because of your shelling and bombing civilian population of Ukraine. That's you call denazification. We call here in Ukraine, this is Nazist methods of war crimes against our country, in our country, at our soil. 16 children already dead. And the death toll up to this moment, because shellings and bombing are like going on all around Ukraine, is 320 Ukrainians dead, civilians. I'm not talking about military or troops. Those deaths and those war crimes are now being committed by Russia in Ukraine. And this is one more thing to clarify to the whole world. We either store this invasion and these criminals, war criminals and war in Ukraine, or they'll continue to exterminate us, and then they'll not stop. They'll move towards Europe. That's clear for us here in Ukraine, and we have no other choice just to protect our people, our country, and to fight till the last minute, until the last, let's say, meter of our own soil. My quick response is I'm now hearing here in Kiev air raid sirens. So I have to apologize and even to switch off the light, otherwise it will be like targets for bombing. This is clear picture of what is happening here in Ukraine and who is like invading and exterminating us by shelling bombs and rockets. And now air sirens, what I'm hearing here, what I have to do, just now to take a little break to, let's say, go to the shelter, but I'll be back to the air, hope tonight or tomorrow. This is what Russia is really doing and how they are killing us in our own country, in Ukraine. And we do think that the whole world, as soon as possible, will understand what is going on. This is the war. This is war against us, Ukraine, and against the whole world, which would like to live in peace and democracy. free and prosperous, not under the occupation, not under the bombs and hearing to the air sirens every hour. So thank you guys, and let me switch off the light because sirens are really like wailing, and I have to go to the shelter. Thank you.